Hello, everyone. My name is Azeb Freitas.
And I'm Simon Freitas, and you're listening to our new podcast called We're Going to Hell for This.
Welcome to the congregation. This show is not for the weak. If you've made it here, you are one of God's strongest soldiers, so please give yourself a round of applause. This is a show where Simon and I will be sharing Bible stories as told from our perspectives. Simon and I were raised in the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Christian church, where both of us also attended Catholic school for a little bit here and there.
Also, our dad was literally the go-to Bible study teacher in Boston for a while and eventually toured around Ethiopia promoting a gospel album to raise money for the church. And our mom was a leader of the women's group for our church for a long time and still takes people on pilgrimages to Israel for Easter and Christmas and other places every year. So if you're interested, just let us know and we can hook you up. But yeah, you could say we're in it deep when it comes to Christianity and Jesus.
So, without further ado, we hope you enjoy our interpretations of these classic Bible stories. These are not approved by a priest or affiliated with any kind of credible religious person, figure, or institution. So, please keep us in your prayers and forgive us if these stories offend you. But also, if you don't like them, that is okay because that just means it's not for you. And guess what? You're not the one going to hell for this.
We
We
are.
are. So, anyways, our first story we're going to start with is the story of creation. That's right. We're starting from the very beginning, also known as Genesis chapter 1.
Bam, bam.
We're only going to do the first half because there's a lot of shit in here. So if you have a Bible, please feel free to whip that out, but you also don't need to. I also recommend using the Bible app, King James version, I guess, right?
Mm,
Is that the one?
that's
I
it.
don't know.
I
But we're
think it
going all
is.
the way to the Old Testament, baby, so you better open that thing.
Page
All
one.
right. Apologies. I will be telling the story this week, so bear with me. Now, here we go. So, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth, and the earth was without form and void, and the darkness was upon the face of the deep. What is the deep? I don't know. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Now, when I imagine that, I imagine like, like Spirited Away, like those creepy figures that are just kind of like
Mm.
floating in the air.
Yeah, like the faceless
Like
thing.
this, yeah, but it's like dark as fuck and it's like
Mm.
scary. Like I just feel like the beginning of time
Was
was
that
fucking terrifying.
just
But it was literally just God. And
a
I think it's
faceless
interesting that
God?
God was like, I'm gonna start with heaven and earth, right? Interesting choice.
Also, the fact that he created things without form. There was
Mm-hmm.
the heaven and earth, and they had no form. Like, that's a concept that I feel like is really hard for people to wrap their minds around because when you picture heaven, it's usually the pearly gates, and the earth is this rock that's floating through space. So, like, to create something that just exists,
Mm-hmm.
it just is without being something you can comprehend. That's also
Like it was
beautiful.
just an idea.
It was just like I think earth and heaven. Yeah, that's it. I'm doing well.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, these sound good.
Kicking ass.
So that is the first two verses. Then God said, let there be light, and there was light. So upon creating the idea of earth and the waters,
Hmm.
earth was literally just the waters first.
Oh.
Then he said, let's turn the lights on. So we're
I
turning the lights on.
I think that helps too to understand the shape of Earth that didn't have form because water doesn't really have a form until it's in a container. If there's just the ocean, it's constantly moving, like just being pulled by the forces of gravity. So if the Earth is just water, there was no mineral, there was nothing holding it in any kind of shaped container or form.
Well, he just says the earth was without form and void, meaning it was empty, right?
Oh, so then he added water.
And darkness was upon the face of the deep, right? So there's levels to this shit in there, in the darkness of the water. But he said God was upon the face of the water. So he's facing the water. He's not in the water. He's not touching this shit. This shit is away from
Okay.
him.
Okay.
Then he turns the lights on. So when God saw the light, it was good. He liked that
It
shit.
was good. Oh, I like
So then he said, all right, well, obviously there's a difference between the light and the darkness. So he called the light day and the darkness night. So therefore, day and night was created. I think it's interesting how there's a difference between darkness and light and day and night. He said there needs to be distinctive vocabulary between these two things. They're different, but they're the same.
But it is the
Ooh,
same.
foreshadowing.
Interesting.
Also, I would like to mention God has not been gendered once
Not a single
in the
fucking time.
first five stanzas of this chapter.
Hmm.
God, we haven't referred to God as he or they. We've referred to God as God's name,
Yep.
just God.
No gender yet. We're
Very
what,
interesting.
three days in, and gender's not there yet.
We're not even that we're still on day one.
We're
He
still
did
on
all
day one.
Yeah, he did all this shit on day one. This isn't even like he was productive as fuck on day one. Day one, he was like, I got shit to do, okay?
So, okay, so God faces the deep,
Mhm.
like the eldritch terror. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the deep is like an eldritch terror that's like mentioned in that show, like Sabrina, but it's also kind of referenced in like different ideas of theology, where it's like this concept of a being, like kind of like a deity, like this entity that's
Mhm.
darkness,
Mhm.
like that's this the void, like that's another one of them, where it's
Mhm.
like these ideas of darkness and nothingness that just existed preceding the
Well, I think,
universe.
hold on, you're misconstruing the sentence. And the
Okay.
earth was without form, the earth was void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep.
Mm.
I think the deep,
Is its own thing.
we don't know what the deep is yet, but the earth was upon the face of it, not God.
Hmm.
So God called the light day and the darkness night. And then the evening and morning were the first day. So that was day one. Cool.
That's a lot of shit on one day. Yes.
Yeah. Now, God said, this is where I was like, I need to whip out a fucking dictionary. Because I was like, I don't know what this word is. Okay. And it probably was an SAT word, but I didn't do well on that. So here we go. God said, let there be a firmament, SAT word, in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Huh. Okay. Let's talk about that.
Hold
So
on.
I Googled what the fuck a firmament is.
Hmm.
Like, what is that?
Can I
Um,
guess? Can I guess before you say the thing?
yes.
Okay. I'm hearing fermenting like beer, and that's all I got. Am I
Okay.
close?
No, because it's not FERM, it's FIRM, like
Oh, so it's
firm.
like firm. Okay. Let there be
Yeah.
like a structure.
Yes. Wow. Okay, you're fucking smart.
Oh, yeah, I did well on the SATs.
I think, yeah. Wow, I'm so fucking dumb. Actually did. Wow. Okay, hold
Yes,
on.
Azeb, this is
I
why.
just not have common sense.
Yes, Miss Ingersoll was
I don't
trying to
have
tell
critical
you.
thinking skills.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay.
I'm a
You're safe.
stupid
This
woman.
is a safe space. It's the church.
Sorry. You know, there's a reason why. Okay, there's a reason why I don't know that, and you do. And we'll get to that in
On
chapter
another day.
2.
Year.
Okay, but so God made a firmament. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters and let it divide the waters from the waters. I just love how much water there is.
There's a lot of water.
And then he made the firmament and divided the waters, which were under the firmament, from the waters, which were above the firmament. And it so. Now I'm gonna clarify what that fucking because what the fuck? Like if you read that, you'd be like, what are you fucking talking about? All you're
Yeah.
saying is firmament and water, water and firmament.
What?
So if I were to outline that for you, right? God said, I see this void, I see this not circular. He hasn't shaped the
No
earth. The earth
shit.
could be flat. The earth could easily be flat,
Flat.
but it has no shape. So it could be
Mm.
anything, right? So we've got water, we've got a solid, which is the firmament, and then we have water again. This is important. Water, firmament, water. Okay? It's all separated.
It's a water sandwich.
He says, yes, water sandwich, but they're not touching.
Mm-hmm. No
Okay.
touchy touchy.
Water is the bread, the firmament is the meat. Or the veggies, whatever you want it to be, the
Hey,
condiments.
we could be
Okay.
vegan here.
We
It's
could be
safe.
vegan.
This shit vegan.
I mean, technically, we low-key vegan in here
We out here.
because
Vegan.
there's no animals yet.
Not a single piece of meat on
So
that
this
rock.
is a veggie sandwich
No,
of
water and
water.
rocks.
It's water and rock. Okay, sorry, let's get back to it. So God made the firmament, divided the waters which were under the firmament. So water, firmament, water, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven,
Oh,
and the evening and morning were the second day. So that was day 2.
he made heaven.
He made heaven on day 2.
So he thought about heaven on day one and then was like, oh, I like it. I'm gonna make this shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But he made heaven out of the
A
firmament
water.
in between the water. That's kind of cool.
So heaven was like Atlantis for a minute.
Yeah, dog.
Okay, that's fucking
But it
lit.
wasn't heaven, it was Atlantis.
It was Atlantis. Like that is Atlantis. Like, come on.
Okay, so that was day 2. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together in one place, and let dry land appear." And it was so.
Ooh.
Hold on. I'm going to keep going because the next part is important.
Mhm.
And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called the seas. And God liked that shit. So, anyways,
Pangea.
he made heaven.
This bitch don't know about Pangea.
And he made heaven from the firmament that was in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we're talking about the water that was underneath the firmament.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
He took it out.
Yes, because he said, "Let the waters under heaven be gathered." So in the sandwich, we're
Yep.
now talking about the underwater, the
Mhm.
bottom butt of the sandwich. That's earth. So he said, I'm gonna separate the water on that. I'm gonna separate the underwater,
And
and
land.
then there's land there. He said, "Dry land appear." Boom.
Wow.
Now there's land there, and that shit's earth.
And that
The
shit's Pangea.
dry, the dry land is earth, but the water is now the sea. So he invented the ocean. Notice how the water before wasn't the sea. It
Yeah.
was just fucking water.
Mm-hmm.
But now we
Water.
have dry land, which is earth, and the sea, which is a part of earth.
Mhm.
Okay? Shit
Okay.
matters.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
was day,
2, 3.
oh, day 3's not over. We got more shit.
Shit.
Okay. He just liked that shit. Okay.
I like that.
So day 1, night and day.
Mm-hmm.
Heaven and earth were a concept on day 1.
Real thought.
Day 2, he made heaven,
Yep.
but he was preparing for earth. Day 3, he's making earth and then some. So here's what's coming. He's
Okay.
making earth and the seas and more. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. So he said, now we're going to make grass, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be herbs, and you're going to have some fruit, and that's going to be on the dry land, which is earth. Then he said, and the earth brought forth grass and did all that, and it was good. Great. That was day 3. So day 3, we made earth, we made the sea, we made herbs and fruits and veggies and seeds and plantation. Yeah?
Oh, okay. Yep.
Cute. Cute. That's what we did.
Okay.
Then
No
in
meat
day
yet. So on 3 days in, we're still vegan.
3 days in, we still vegan.
All right. Paying attention for that because
We
God
should
is vegan.
circle back to that. I feel like we should circle. I feel like there's relevance there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's circle back to that.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. That's it. I said we would
That's
only go up to
oh, verse 14. That's 14
to verse
verses.
14. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
Holding.
Yeah. Yeah. I only wanted to go to verse 14. So that was 1 through 14.
All right.
So how do we feel?
I'm feeling vegan.
We're pretty vegan right now.
Pretty fucking vegan.
Yeah.
I like that Atlantis was a thing on day 2. I was very happy to hear that.
We don't have people yet. There's still no
No,
people. There were no souls. There were no spirits.
no
There
meat.
wasn't a
Yeah.
city. It was just water, dog.
Oh,
There was
that's
no
true.
there was no light.
Like there were
So there wasn't
rocks.
Atlantis. It was just
It
rocks.
was just rocks. Yeah. And there
Yeah.
was no ecosystem because there were
Yeah.
no life.
Because there was no light.
Wow. Okay, so it
So
wasn't
there really wasn't
Atlantis.
Atlantis. It was just water and rocks.
Damn.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool though. Like I also really liked the idea of God straight up existing and just thinking about stuff.
Yes.
Like, because it's like, how
It's
many
like the
times are you
preparation.
just, huh?
It's like the preparation of
Yes.
creating, right? It's like he didn't just say, okay, I want this. He said,
Hmm.
I'm gonna think about that. And this is how I want to make it. And that's how I did it. Because God's super intentional.
He said, I'm gonna stare into the deep. Like,
The
that is
void.
fucking poetry. The void. I'm gonna look into the void and see its potential. That was
Mhm.
what God said on fucking chapter one.
That
Not
is
even halfway through.
quite literally, that is actually what he said.
Mm-hmm.
He dead ass said, and I honestly feel like that is super relatable content
That's
when you're just kind of
beautiful.
like, um, I'm just gonna like stare into space and figure shit out real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fucking relatable as fuck. I'm like, yeah, dog. Me
Mm-hmm.
too.
Same. That's all I fucking do. Like, just
Like it sounds really emo, but it's also like I feel
productive.
like that's the only way to get shit done is when you're like, let me just take a fucking second,
Hmm.
be submersed in nothingness
Make a
and
plan.
see what comes up.
Yep.
And that's what came up. That's kind of fucking brilliant to me.
Hmm. And they just start making shit
Exactly. And you made shit out of nothing,
out of nothing.
literally.
And
Um,
was God referred to as a he in the last
no,
few verses yet? So God
still
still is
still
above
gender
gender.
neutral. We
No,
still
God's
don't know
yeah,
anything about God's gender at all.
not yet.
God's just God right now. God is literally just the only character. God is the
Mhm.
literal only character right now.
Main character energy.
And God has only been referred to by their name. No
Yep.
pronouns, nothing.
Hmm.
I want to go back for a second and just
Okay.
look at something real quick. I would like to acknowledge there is potential that there may be a second character because in verse 2, when it says, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, that could be suggesting that there's a difference between God and the Spirit of God. That is technically another noun
Ooh.
about that.
Because
So,
there is
because, right, like there's separation of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit,
exactly, yeah.
right? So
Hmm.
that is foreshadowing, hey, you're not paying attention here. There's God, but there's also God's
Yes.
Spirit. What's that about? Has he done
Because
anything? You don't know.
hmm
The only figure or entity making actions right now is God, but
hmm
also the Spirit of God was lurking around.
No, I love that. And I also just want to point to the fact that one of the first things that were created into the void was water. And it's
Mhm.
one of the things that all human beings, like all things, pretty much need for life. Because,
Mhm.
like, it's that idea of life constantly changing, like that comparison of, like, your life is kind of like a fucking wave in a roller coaster. Like, you're going through and, like, going through the motions. You're, constantly changing and developing and doing all that stuff. And it's that beauty, like, in the idea of you're creating stuff from scratch. So, what's the first thing you're going to make is the thing that they all need water. Like,
They, yeah, they rely on. It's
yeah.
essential. It's a part of you. Yeah.
Hmm.
So stay hydrated, drink your water,
Drink your fucking water.
um, stare into the void.
There to the void.
The thing is, God wasn't scared of the deep. God is the deep.
Hmm.
God was like, okay, let me just look at myself real quick.
Literally, he was like, "What about this?
Mhm.
No, that, yeah, water."
All right, Simon, you want to take us away?
I would love to take us away. Thank you so fucking much for walking with us through the first half of the first chapter of Genesis. Azeb, thank you. We genuinely appreciate you. You're fucking amazing. I love taking time out of my day to make podcasts with you, and this is genuinely one of the best things I do in my life. So if you're listening, I hope you keep listening. And next episode, we will wrap up this chapter. We'll see you there. Peace. be with you. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, one God. Amen.
Amen.